Hello friends, my name is Radhamasu. Today we shall discuss about a topic, the Scrum Overview. Today we shall discuss about in detail that what is Scrum and what is its implementation regarding the project management and how we can manage different projects by using the Scrum concept. So let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start, friend. Scrum Overview. First of all, we have to understand that what is actually a Scrum. Scrum is a framework which we use to implement software projects or IT projects. It is a framework which provide us the guideline that how we can implement a project, especially software or IT based projects. It's a agile based approach. Agile means iterative based approach, in which basically we divide the project into different chunks and we deliver the project into sprint based approach. Let me give you an example here. For example, you have a project to implement e-commerce solution. There are 40 tasks which we have to deliver, for example. Okay, so what you can do, you can make sprints is a 3 to 4 weeks time period, and you can take 10 tasks for sprint 1 and you plan, develop, deploy, test and then deploy. Okay, so this is the sprint 1. Then sprint 2 take the next 10 tasks, sprint 3 then take the next 10 tasks, and then sprint 4 will take the last 40 tasks. Okay, last 10 tasks. So in that way, basically in the iterative approach, you deliver the task in the sprints to the customer. And the thing is that basically it's an iterative approach. You are getting the feedback from the customer and you are delivering to the customer in a chunk base, like sprint 1. In the sprint 1 you do the planning, development, testing and then deployment. Then sprint 2 planning, development, testing and then deployment. Sprint 3 same, sprint 4 same, till you reach a sprint 4 you complete the whole project. Okay, so this is the main concept of the Scrum. Now there are many important terms which you must have to know. As per the Scrum framework, a Scrum team is a team which is the main team. So main team means that the software developers, software engineers, quality engineers. The Scrum team is a self-organized team, and they are self-motivated team. They are doing the sprint planning, and they are basically the core team for the project for the development of a project. Then product owner. Product owner is a role which has the complete vision of the project product, and he knows, he is the basically customer voice. He knows what needs to be developed. He is the owner of the product backlog, and he is the person who is getting the requirement from the customer. He is maintaining the product backlog and he is guiding to the Scrum team as well that what needs to be developed. Basically just think of a person as a leader of the project. Scrum master is a role which is basically a facilitator in the project. He has the complete knowledge about Scrum body of knowledge. He knows what are the Scrum standards and he makes sure that whenever we are implementing the project, the Scrum framework should be followed properly. Product backlog is basically you think of this as a document which has the complete requirement of the product. Okay, it is just think of this as a scope document. Okay, it is a document which contains all the requirements which are mentioned, which are necessary to implement the project are mentioned here. Okay, then the sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting means, friend, that when you maintain the product backlog before starting the sprint is a 3 to 4 weeks time period. Okay, so before starting the sprint you do the sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting means that for example, if there are 40 tasks in the product backlog, for example, so you will do, before starting the sprint, you take the 10 tasks from the product backlog. Okay, and decide that how much time will be required, how will you do that task. Okay, of what is the complexity in the requirement. So this is basically the meeting called as sprint planning meeting. Okay, in the meeting you take the block requirement from product backlog and decide that you will do those tasks in the sprint. After the sprint planning meeting, you make the sprint backlog. A sprint backlog means the requirement, the user stories which you are going to implement in the next sprint. User story is a functional requirement of a customer. Daily Scrum is a meeting you do on a daily meeting. It is a 15 minutes meeting in which Scrum teams, Scrum Master, Product Owner, they are sitting for only for 15 minutes. Okay, they are discussing what we have done yesterday, what we are going today, what we are going tomorrow, and this is a very short level meeting. It has to be done on a daily basis, and we just discuss only the core thing, and it should not be more than a 15-minute meeting. Sprint review meeting is a meeting in which the team showcase their work to the customer, and they show that what they have actually developed for the customer, and what are the after completing the sprint, like after completing the task, we showcase the work to the customer and get his feedback. Sprint retrospective is a meeting basically after completing the sprint review meeting, like after showcasing your work to customer, we do the sprint retrospective. Sprint retrospective means that after completing the sprint and showcasing to the work to the customer, we discuss actually what happens wrong, what happens right, what things we should repeat in the next sprint, what things we should not have to repeat in the next sprint, what are the mistakes from which we have to learn, and what is the basically the things, you can think of this as a lesson learned basically, in which we are learning that whatever the mistakes we have done in the sprint, we should not have to repeat it, and the good things which we have done, we should have to repeat it in the next sprint as well. So friend, I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks for watching the video. Thank you.